You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day. Na, 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 na.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me. My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
you are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station, KCAA, home of the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, and many more places. Why so many? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more open happiness. So you're not going to hear gossip, scandal, or the K word. Kanye talk, none at all, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. Why not 100% of the time? Because anybody who's 100% happy is dead. And I don't want dead people walking or talking. Instead, I want you to really focus on those things that are good in your life. And that's why I bring you this show. That's why I've had amazing past guests like, let's see, well, you saw in the intro there, Fran Drescher, Corey Feldman, the beloved Marianne Ross. She came back to the studio at age 94 a couple months ago with her great impressionist son, Jim Meskimen. Anywhere from The Cove, Rick O'Barry, the dolphin activist, you name it. I think they've been on my show, and I'm so grateful for that. This is show number, I forgot to put this guy on. Oops, that's not the right one. Show number 986. So I am coming up on 1,000. I do have a huge announcement that we're going to share later on today, but it is a very special day. You see the beauty in front of me right here, in front of you. She is my co-host on Fridays, and she did me a huge favor because we had thought we were going to do a replay today, but she woke up early just for me because of the announcement. Please welcome to my studio the lovely, beautiful inside and out co-host. Her name is Elan Carter. She is the daughter of the incredible musical legend Otis Williams, the founder of The Temptations. Please welcome her back to my studio. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. I got up. And
you look gorgeous. And you were actually even early. I was like, she's here already.
No, this morning my alarm kept going off, and I have this lovely, beautiful kitty cat, and she's a diva. This is my first time having a cat, but I'm enjoying her. And so because my alarm went off twice, she came on the side of my bed and looked at me, nudged me, and took the phone and knocked it off. Like, get up, and knocked it on the floor. And then she bit me.
I'm not going to tell you that I paid her, but
I was like, I better wake up, because anytime the cat is telling me to get up, like, you've knocked that alarm off 2 or 3 times. That's it. She's not ever done that. Literally smacked that phone away and bit me.
Oh my goodness. Well,
so we have to thank Star today.
Thank her for me. And let's just get started with breakfast, because that's how we do the things that we do. Love the things that we. Anyways, the breakfast, if you haven't had it with us before, is the top of the bun is 8 specific gratitudes. I know Dr. Wayne Dyer, who is on the other side, loving us from there. He said 5 things every morning that would bring us happiness and a solid foundation to life. I'm an overachiever. 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. And that is why we do 8. So I am grateful that Elan agreed, even though I'd given her the morning off, to come on live with me this morning.
Oh, thank you. I am grateful that Star woke me up. I think that was already my gratitude.
I'm grateful for meeting cool people because of Elan and Trace. Actually, Trace is the source of it all. And it was his talent agent, Pierre Patrick's birthday yesterday. So I put a little post up. So I'll do happy birthday, dear Pierre. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pierre.
Happy birthday. We celebrated last night. So I'm grateful that he had an amazing celebration with all his friends. He is the super agent of Beverly Hills. I call him the mayor of Beverly Hills. So I'm grateful that I was able to kind of hone in on Trace's shindig. It was scary. I'm grateful that he allowed me to come.
Well, I absolutely am grateful to him for all that he's doing for Trace. And I know how much you and Trace appreciate him. That's why, even though we're not like, I just met him maybe 3 times, but this last time was really funny because I met him on the red carpet at Maya's event, and he was hilarious. His sense of humor it's as if he was from England, right? He has that dry sense of humor.
He has that dry sense of humor. He's actually Canadian, but he's so funny.
What?
Yeah, he's
I didn't
Canadian.
know that. Does he know that I'm also Canadian? Canadian?
I have to tell him that.
Well,
He's Canadian.
There you go.
Quebec. He's French Canadian. He's so funny. Some of the stuff he says, I'm learning some of his little sayings. So when he's frustrated, he goes, "Okay." So yes, that'll be my another grateful thing. He has this little pure isms, as what I should say, that I'm copying them. So I am grateful. That's my third grateful.
There you go. There you go.
I'm grateful that you and I are doing this show, and I've had the opportunity. It's just almost a year, coming up on a year that we've kind of.
No.
I think so.
Wow.
I think a few more months, and we'll be almost that much time.
Yeah. Oh, we should do something for that. Maybe we'll do it. Yeah. Maybe we'll do it the same time I do the 1,000th show. Everybody keeps asking me what I'm going to do for show 1,000. So if you've got any good ideas, I'm not doing anything like 1,000 times on the air, but popping 1,000 balloons. And I'm not doing 1,000 push-ups because my big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith does push-ups on his birthday on stage. But I'm not doing 1,000 push-ups for sure. I can barely manage 10. But anyways,
I can barely, let alone enough to equal my birthday.
For sure. Okay. My last gratitude is that dry shampoo. I mean, that's a new thing, right? So I was up for the final night finishing. My documentary is finished. Whoa! A little applause here. I have spent 82 hours on it, and it is finished. And so if we have time, I'm going to show you a little trailer of it. But let's see, where's my applause? I lost
I
my
want some of
applause.
the energy that you have, because you have energy to keep going like an ever-ready battery. And I swear, I'm
The
exhausted.
Energizer Bunny.
Yes, you'll plan something, and I'm like, I need a rest. I just did this yesterday. I'm like, I don't know how she does it.
Well, I opted for one more hour of sleep than rolling out and trying to go to the gym this morning because I didn't get to bed until 2. It's been because my editor's in Poland.
Oh, okay.
So the time difference. But anyways, and he did a great job. Thank you, Luke. And anyway, so I'm excited. We'll unveil that next week. We'll have Caldwell back on here, and I want his reaction to see what my interview is like with him. All right. That was my last gratitude. Did you start it? Did I start? You're done.
Nope. Moving
All
on.
right. Bottom of the bun. The bottom of the bun is what we like about ourselves. And we do this because, especially as women of color, colorful women, as I like to call it, especially from a heritage like Chinese or Japanese, the nails that stands up is hammered down. You're told, you're taught, you're modeled that you do not talk about yourself in a good way, that's too flashy, you're not all that. And as a result of that, I think we have developed this heightened, who likes me, who loves me, who approves of me, which is certainly a formula for low self-esteem, low self-worth, because people are not kind a lot of the time. And if you take all that in, it's not going to be really fun. You're definitely not going to be 88% happy. So I want you to be able to approve of yourself. Because if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to approve of you? So I like that I am expressive. That's a new one. Go ahead.
That is
what do you like?
I like that I am like a private investigator. Before I react, I investigate and make sure I have information on you. So when I come at you, I got my information.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a little plotter. I love that. I just plot. It might take me a year, but I'm going to plot.
I love making people laugh. And contrary to my husband's, regular, you're not funny, you're not funny, you're not funny, I am funny. Sometimes it's just me laughing and looks aren't everything, but I am funny. And I embrace, and best part of divorce is owning that.
I like that. I like to talk a lot of shiitake, and I like to use a lot of shiitake words. And people think she doesn't talk like that. I kind of have a little bit of a sailor.
Oh, you're going to blame it on me.
It's funny. I know, right? Because I have to be really careful. It's strategic how I say it. And I think I'm funny because I like to talk mess like a sailor. And I like that I talk like that.
It's so funny. Here's a
public. But it helps me to stress.
Yeah. A little aside. Last night we were texting and planning for today's show, and she's like, well, we could do this topic or that. I said to her, we never need a topic.
Yeah. Did you get you saw my pictures? We have to tell what happened to me last night, because I was going to this
that was
event,
so funny.
and when I was
not
texting
funny.
you, I was stuck in the car. So my son was at the event and I was sitting in the car texting you, frustrated.
Her shoe broke. So she had a flat tire. She had an accessory flat tire, but it was funny. And then I blamed her, because then I got on the elevator and literally took 4 elevators to go 1 floor.
And instead of feeling sorry for her because my shoe broke, I'm laughing. I'm like, ha ha, like laugh out loud. Misery loves company, because I was stuck in the car. So I want to have something to laugh about, because I was frustrated.
Crazy.
Eventually, I went to this party. I was dressed nice, I thought, and some flip-flops that Trace got from Rite Aid. So I walk in with these flip-flops. We're in Beverly Hills. They charge $25 for flip-flops. I'm so pissed. Yes, but I had no choice. And then the parking guy wouldn't even let me go leave. I just pulled in and I was like, I haven't even got the car. I opened the door, my shoe came apart. And I said, can I just come right back after I pay $10 for parking? He's like, no. He was mean.
What?
Yeah. Some young gentleman that was the parking guy next to him would start speaking to him in Spanish, and he was explaining, and he actually felt bad and came over, because then my car wouldn't start. It was a night. But anyway, I think he felt bad, and he started being nice to me afterwards, because I was sitting in the car, and he's like, let the lady, he wouldn't anyway, but
yeah. Yeah.
But I was texting you when we were trying to plan the show. I was like, let's just do whatever. I can't think right now.
Well, you need to talk to the mayor of Beverly Hills, is what you
yeah.
And we just got to go ahead.
You know what your nickname is, right? You know how people like to call people Karen? They call me Blaren. Karen. Because I'll call your manager and like fire them. No, I'm okay with it. I like it. I think it's funny.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
why
hilarious.
I don't know why people get offended. That just lets you know you're going to get something done. Not for complaining, not for being mean spirited, but if I don't get good service and I'm in a restaurant or something's not right, I am calling your manager on you.
Yeah, I can't wait for my daughters to meet you because they think I'm direct and they think that I do stuff like that. I got nothing on you, girl.
I don't care. You know what? When I was younger, it wasn't like that. I was very like shy and passive. And I guess I had enough of that, people taking advantage. So when people meet me now, I'm not that person anymore. I will tell you, like I'll tell you right in your face, and then I move on. And it's a very East Coast way. People in California are not like that. They're like, oh yeah, you're my friend. I'm like, no, that's what I like. One of my gratitudes that I like about myself. I don't smile in people's faces. If I don't like you, I just don't talk to you. I'm just like, I'm direct. I'm very East Coast in that matter. Because why? Well, I don't want to be fake.
And yeah, there's all the appreciations all rolled up into that one right there.
I made up for all of us.
I'll finish off. I appreciate my ability to attract cool people in life. And I definitely have attracted a ton of them. And Wen's in the studio today. If you've just tuned in, and thank you. Someone just gave us the finger. Not that one, but this one. Even though I say you need to approve of yourself, it's nice to get compliments for sure. But I call it compliments and criticisms are like icing on your cake. You got to bake your own cake because the substance is you. And if you think you are one of a kind, wonderful, and don't need the icing, then hey, you are on your way to very good mental health. All right, and that's it for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich here. Breakfast with myself and my co-host,
Elan, today.
On Tempting Conversations. And take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. All righty. And the big announcement that is coming now. We have Cashew Gallery. Oh, yay. I was hoping you were going to be here.
I hope
she's our faithful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm feeling better.
She wasn't feeling well? Mm-mm. Oh, I didn't know about that.
We're seeing her positive energy, positive like spurts.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Positive energy. So let's see. So starting Monday, I know when I said to someone that there's going to be a big change, they're like, 1,000 shows and you're going off the air? Because that was one of my April Fool's jokes. I love April Fool's. I still have people who think I moved to Canada.
Time because you got me too. You sucked at
me.
Next time I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond to you on April Fool's. I'm gonna ignore all your texts. I'm like, she's full of shiitake. She up to something.
Hey, you have your wait, we haven't toasted.
Yay.
So I am after. Oh, she's getting there. Okay, good.
Good.
Well, I'm going to take a deep breath right now in through the nose and sending Maria healing, wholeness, wonder, joy, bliss, good timing, and fun. So that's for you. Just for you, Maria. And I am really grateful for this show and all the support that I've gotten over this more than 11 years now. 586 consecutive weeks. I think it's 587. I forgot to change it on Monday. But as of next Monday, and hopefully it's just temporary, but I'll tell you, Elan is happy about this change. So is Sam, actually, for that matter. But I will be starting the 9. Maybe I shouldn't have had you come on for this. But I'll be moving to the 9 a.m. slot. And I know that, I'm grateful that I am the number one 8 a.m. talk show in the IE, and I was gaining on that number one spot in Southern California with Bill Handel. But I'm going to leave Bill alone and let him, enjoy his top spot, because now I'll be moving to 9 a.m. and I'm hoping, I haven't looked at my competition at 9 a.m. for talk in the IE, but hopefully I'll be number one there too. I'm taking it as a compliment that I have done well in 8 a.m. slot. So now I get to master 9 a.m. So starting Monday, you do not have to get up as early. You can sleep in. Alon, don't look so excited. I know Sam's going to be excited too for Thursday.
I'm excited.
Same show, same fun, same great topics. Thank you so much for. I had a lot of compliments from yesterday's show. I had a show, not yesterday, the day before, on artificial intelligence, which these days is just, it's not that intelligent for me. My Siri actually swears, like when I don't swear, and then I accidentally hit send without looking at it. So I don't know. My Siri's not, maybe it didn't like my song, which I'm going to play for you.
Maybe it's swearing the thoughts in your head, so it's reading your mind. You want to say those things, but you don't come out. I'm the opposite.
Not put
thinking. I'm
thanks, Elan. Making me look bad.
No, it's just part of therapy.
You just want me to be as direct as you, is what it is.
Yes, it's okay to be direct, because sometimes it helps. I think it helps in our healing. To tell you how I really feel.
Well, I will admit that when I still smile, like if I don't like someone, but inside my head, I'm saying, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too.
Ooh, that's mean.
That's only because
swear words.
I only say that though when someone has done something to me and I did nothing to them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I always say, like, when we were modeling, I remember a couple of jobs, like going on the auditions, and some really rude people, like, it was so direct, like, I don't like you, or I don't even like your looks, I don't want to book you. And I remember, I didn't say it, but one lady, I just came out and said, really, you're the one that's going to judge me and think that I'm not attractive enough for this job? And I don't ever put anyone down. I just don't. I'm not like that. I was not raised like that. But it's just the way she was so nasty. Like, in our business, there's a way to do it. Like, oh, no, we're not interested, or thanks for coming in. I mean, she was just letting me know, right? And I just looked at her and I go, I feel sorry for you. And I just left. I said, you may not like that, my look, or think that, but I'm very much okay if it's coming from you. And so, it's usually what you're saying is true, though. A lot of times that people that say stuff or do mean stuff are not happy with themselves, so they project. And so in some cases, it's true.
Yeah, that's actually a good topic we should spend a California minute on right now, is the whole, so when someone does do something that, they're purposely trying to, the one good thing about moving to 9 a.m. Is that truck, which always seems to be backing up during my show. But can you hear it?
House, because it's garbage day. So I thought that my house had the garbage truck in front.
No,
so I'm glad it's your place.
It's mine, and I don't want to close the window because we're definitely getting into the heat season. But yeah. So when someone, I used to say, if I do something to you, if I say something mean about you, or if I've done something to you and you come back at me, I deserve it. I got nowhere to go, right?
Right.
You reap the consequences of your actions. But there are people who will insult you or say something bad about you or all of that, and you didn't do anything to them, and that used to really, really, really drive me crazy. It's like, I don't understand. I did nothing to you. I've been nothing but nice to you. How could you do that? Or how could you say that? Or someone say, so and so said this. So what I have learned how to do is, one, I tell the person who told me, thank you. I know you think you're trying to do something for me, but if anybody says anything negative about me, I really don't need to know. What you think of me is none of my business. And that nips that one in the bud. That's the first thing.
Right.
Because really, even though their intentions are well, the person who's passing along negative information is a little bit part of the problem, because they are looking for a reaction, or, you should probably know that. And I stop people. Nope, don't need to know. I know that's like head in the sand, but sometimes it's a lot nicer and quieter with my head in the sand, because I just don't need to know. So that's one.
Well,
the second thing is
that brings up the incident. I had a couple of incidents happen. I'm about to talk about two of them. One recently, one was a while ago, but they're both important stories. One was someone that I was dealing with business-wise, someone I was paying business-wise, which had something to do with Trace's career. And as I'm paying this person, these comments kept coming back, and it kept coming back from groups of people. And I'm like, I've done nothing to you but be kind. And you're the one that has the issue with me. I don't have the issue with your issue. That's with yourself. But don't try to hinder our progress because of your own projection that you're not happy with yourself. Look, I've been around, I know the business, I know what I'm doing. And if you don't like it, that's fine, but I'm still paying you. So I'm not paying you to insult me. And I've been around this a long time because of my father. So my ear is always on the street. And as much as you think there might be an age gap, things always get back to me. And they kept getting back to me. And now that I'm more mature, I have basically thrown hints that I know these things are being said, but they still didn't acknowledge it. So I'm just the kind of person that now it just quietly fade away, and I just don't have anything to do with you because it wasn't necessary. And it baffles me. I go, well, I didn't do anything to this person. And I don't know why that was such an issue with them. And if you did have an issue, you should keep it to yourself. You don't go around saying negative things, and I just realized that that's just a person who's insecure. At another situation happened about a year and a half ago. Someone I've been friends with for like 20 years. I was out to dinner, I was in Dubai, took this person that happened to be in Dubai with me, a so-called close friend, took them to dinner several times. My husband paid for it. We go to dinner, this person gets drunk. We're in a group of people in a business setting. This person starts attacking me for no reason in front of my son, who got quite upset, and my husband. They just shut down. Now we're in Dubai. They just actually arrested a girl for screaming at somebody in public. So I know that I can't be Elan and react. And I just got quiet. And I just was in shock, because this person, when they say a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts, I realized, this is somebody who used to be modeled with me. I realized that person really always felt this way about me, because it just came out. And it was so mean-spirited. And one of the people sitting at the table said, not only were you attacking her for no reason and not validating what she did, you tried to attack her in front of her family and her own child. This person's drunk. So anyway, fast forward, this person's been trying to get back into my sphere in the last, year. Like, we have similar friends. I'm cool. I just, you know what? I'm not even going to argue about it. I'm over it. I'm past the anger. I was hurt more than anything because it was someone I knew. And if I'm going to spend my money and take you out to dinner, mind you, Dubai's not cheap, and I'm going to take you out to dinner several times, and you do that, I just don't talk to you anymore. So now I just don't speak to this person. I'm not angry with them at all. I just feel bad for them. Genuine friendship, because I'm the kind of person who's very loyal, and I will do anything for my friends, whether I'm talking or not. And so, I'm just like, good luck, because you lost a good friend and you didn't realize for your own insecurity. That person's insecurity came out. So sometimes people that are close to you and you don't realize it, and if you just sometimes pay attention, you can't keep revisiting those relationships because it's negative energy. So for positive things to come, you just have to start like making your circle smaller and closing people off. That's my long story. But I had to tell you.
I was just, it's not easy to mute me, but I can do it myself. But yeah, I totally get that. It's hard for me to, you know, if you've done something to me, even if it was like 15 years ago, it's very difficult for me to see you differently, which is why, you know, you cannot unring a bell. It's one of my favorite expressions. Now, you just said a new expression I'd never heard before about drunk. What is that? Drunk people.
A drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts.
I love learning new things. That's cool. A drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts. Wow.
So the behavior, like I was like, oh, okay. It was so mean-spirited. And I was like, wow. It was like, it hit me like a ton of bricks because the person couldn't even control the lashing out. And there were people at the table that I never even met that night. And they were shocked. They were like, it wasn't even like we were arguing. It had nothing to do with, they were talking about something that had nothing to do with me or her. I just in the conversation. Mind you, now I'm paying for dinner.
that is really
those drinks.
that's really I don't know. It sounds like someone who might need to go to AA. Just saying.
No, it's not AA. It's this person's not like drinks like that. This person just had those drinks and just let me know that at that moment, probably what's being said behind my back. Right? All these years being friends. And now I know how they really feel.
Yeah. Well, what if you just tuned in and you're wondering what we're tempted to talk about this morning, it is about people's insults and why people are not complimentary and how we can react that doesn't have us stepping into the doo-doo as well. That's what we're talking about today here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KZAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. We're going to go for a quick break only because I'm doing something on tomorrow morning and I just want to invite you to it. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and eat.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Go. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on, I will.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Back, you're You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using a Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, and it's on AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. My YouTube channel houses all of my 985 shows, but who's counting? And you'll also get my playlist of red carpet interviews, including one with Elan Carter when we first met. Our anniversary, I believe, is July 2nd, maybe, or something like that, a year ago. And who knows, you get interviewed and become my co-host. Also, my interviews with the Temptations, with Quincy Jones, who I wish would just ask me out, and also Halle Berry, John Travolta, and a whole host of really cool, interesting people who have had experience in Dr. Marissa's studio with her microphone. And today I am with my fabulous Friday co-host on a special series called Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter this morning.
Yay! So that little promo. What was that?
I was sending you something.
Oh, you are? Okay. Before I forget, though, the reason why I went to break, I rarely go on break these days, but I wanted to invite all of you to the beach tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'm doing my once a month moving meditation class called Balance Tai Qigong. It combines Tai Chi, Qigong, and a little bit of happiness coaching. We go right to the water. There's been dolphins out there lately, so you can come down for that, spend a day at the beach. It's right in front of the... What was that?
I wish we were closer.
Trust me, we say this every week. It's not my fault you live in the valley. There's three things in life I don't understand: vandalism, terrorism, and why people live in the valley. But anyways, let me
come on. I love the valley. There's heat. When you're got the clouds and it's cool, I'm jumping in the pool in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's cool all the time here. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
anyways,
I it's cool. But I love where you are. I love where you live, though.
Yes. So you have to come down to the beach tomorrow at 10 for the class. Go to my drmarissa.life. Yes. If you register, you'll get a free, where is it? It's over there behind me. It's a DVD or download of the actual practice. It's a 28-minute moving meditation that promotes inner peace, really cool. One breath at a time. So that's your commercial. Come on down. And we're going to get back to topic, which is how can you react, or how can you take the punches that life sometimes gives you through people who, just don't know any better. Or as I do in the documentary with Caldwell Williams, he says, the hurt people. People who are in pain will lash out. That's just what it is. So if we can have the ability to not overreact when people are mean, I think that's a huge skill in life. I love this Thich Nhat Hanh analogy, who says, if someone sets your house on fire, ignore or avoid the temptation to go and run after them and set their house on fire, right? That's the normal knee-jerk, emphasis on jerk reaction, is to go and do to them what they did to you. Instead, turn around and put the fire out of your own house. I think that's pretty wise. It's not easy, especially for two fiery fire signs,
I'm going to say that's how you work it. I say you get what you deserve. Whatever you put out is what you're going to get back. I'm giving you the same energy. I used to do that and it didn't work. And I would be angry and I would harbor it. And now I'm like, you know what? No more of that, old Elan. When you put out to me, I'm giving it back. And then people do that because they think they can get away with it. They know what they're doing. They only do the people that they think that are weak to them, and they're going to get it back. So even like people have responded, go, well, she's a hothead, because I didn't used to be like that. I used to be, people used to take advantage of me, and they would take my kindness for weakness. And now I nip it right in the bud. So I'm like, don't come for me because you don't want any smoke, because I'm going to give it to you. So I have a different way of dealing with it, because it would over and over, it would be the same play. Somebody else would come at me and then they use me and I'm nice and I would be giving. Now I'm like, I'm still the same person, but I don't tolerate any shiitake at all. If you put out the smoke, if the story that I told you, if we were here in the US, it would have played out differently. And probably it was best that it was there, because it would be embarrassing to be arrested in a restaurant. Because that's what and I would have been the one going to jail. I had to actually turn around and like meditate. I had to meditate in my chair, because my son was like, oh, you played it. So Tracy's like, you did so good. I just knew. I was like, I knew I couldn't do that where I was. And that's why they did it. This is someone that knew me really well, that lives near me. There's no way that person would have done what they did if they were here around people we know. They know that it would have ended up in a different situation.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I would like to have that kind of energy and go, oh, I'm going to pray for you, and I hope things work out. No, forget all that.
Well, I didn't say pray for you. No, I did not say pray for you.
They won't do it again. A good knockout.
Although there is,
I'm Sugar Ray Leonard them.
Yeah. I think, and here you have the yin and the yang of approaches. I just know
I'm going to come do your Tai Chi class afterwards, and I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to do that afterwards. That's how I'm going to recover, to get my energy back.
Yeah, I think too, what you said about you used to be like that and you got used. I think that has a lot to do with it. You did the other side of it, and it didn't work, right? But there's definitely I'm not saying, like, oh, look at you, aren't you cute? Being all stupid. I'm not saying, oh, come and do it to me again, right? I'm not talking about being, a doormat or wall-to-wall carpet instead of being a doormat. But I mean, you can draw. I don't like that. I don't like any of those terms, the your inner child, or I got to put up boundaries. I don't know. I'm like the weirdest psychologist, because I don't like the terms that people use, because I think a lot of times it feels like they're using it as an excuse or a crutch. But yeah, I will say that in that way, I'm like you. But I will say that I'm not saying to, let people run all over you, but I'm saying weigh the consequences of you staying in seething, resentful, all tied up in knots, anger and all of that, like this truck going by now and getting super.
You don't have that. If you deal with it right and nip it in the bud, then you don't get that. That's what I used to be like, because I didn't do anything. Now I get it off my chest, I nip it in the bud, and then I'm over it. I release it. I release that negative energy. So I think it's helping. What happened? You disappeared. You fell under the desk. Did I lose you? Oh, where'd she go? For me, if I nip it in the bud, then I'm not angry at all, because I'm the kind of person that if I don't harbor it, I don't stay angry, but I will if I don't get it out. So I won't be angry. I won't be like, I tell you right then and there. And I don't have to be as aggressive as I was when I was younger, because I was a little bit more tempered now, but I will cut you down. And if you're going to embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you back. And then I'm going to walk away and I'm done with it. But then it's not that I don't want to be like, oh, I forgive you. I forgive you, but I don't forget. I just, like you said earlier, you can't the relationship will never be the same. If I run into those people, I'm going to be quite cordial and keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. I tell my kids this all the time when they were kids. when you meet people and you do this, you come halfway. And if they come halfway, it's a match. If you come halfway and they only do this, and then you go try to meet them over here, that's not healthy for you to be doing all the work, right? So the best relationships are those where you do this and they do this. Now, that's the average. Sometimes you're going to be doing more, sometimes they're going to be doing more. But codependency, which is the worst kind of relationship, is one person constantly going almost all the way over, and then you enable them by continuing to go almost all the way over so they don't have to do any work. And that's my relationship model that my kids actually teach other people, which is really nice for me to know that that is what a healthy relationship is. But I agree with you. I think that it's so important to feel the feelings and react in a way that values your own self, but then don't marinate in it. Like, don't go and like call 10 people. You're not going to believe what, and then continue
do that. I don't believe in gossiping. I think that when people gossip to me, unless it's something like you and I are tight and we'll talk about something, but when people gossip to me, I always have red flags. I don't want to be around that person. If you're gossiping about someone, you are definitely gossiping about me. So
that's true.
I will say to people, don't talk about other people to people. That looks bad and that makes you look bad. So, as I've gotten older, when I was young, I'd be like, oh yeah, girl. Oh, ha, ha. Now I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't like women gossiping about each other. I mean, if you did something really bad and you're saying, look, this person did that, and I want to express my feelings and tell you how I feel, that's a different story. To gossip just because, that's none of my business. I don't really care what you're doing. I have my own energy to concentrate on, right? So I am in agreement with that. I don't believe in that's just low vibrational energy, and it doesn't bring positivity to you if you are participating in that kind of talk about someone else that has nothing to do with you. And another thing I don't believe in, say you have a friend that you don't get along with that person, and I've met that person, and people go, oh, don't be friends with that person because I don't like them. I'm not going to go out of my way if you're uncomfortable to be around that person, but I'm not going to just be mean to them unless I get to know them and then make my own judgment, because I don't believe in going after someone or criticizing them because you may have had a bad relationship with them. It might have been something that happened that was personal. That has nothing to do with me,
Great.
And that's like, if you want to be friends with someone I'm friends with, that's another thing that when you're younger, women are like very territorial, don't be friends with that person because you're my friend. I could care less. If you're going to have a good time and go to the movies and go to a party and laugh and dance and have fun, go. Everyone have fun.
Yeah, totally. And that's wisdom. And it's also important for us, I think, especially these days, because there seems to be this common thread in social media that you attack people for no reason. Or, I mean, my daughter was just telling me she's visiting. She came down to take me out for my first birthday celebration, by the way. It's so funny. I told Elan, and she's like, oh my God, did I miss it? It's like, no, I start celebrating 2 weeks ahead of time and then finish.
We're gonna have to do 2 birthday celebrations, mine and yours.
I know. I can't believe I forgot to give you the present when I saw you when we were in Beverly Hills. But anyways,
we haven't got a sea butter yet.
I know. We're going to do that for our joint birthday celebration, because that's how we bonded, was when we went out for my birthday. You were so kind last year, and Queen Benita, who was just a sweetheart. But we'll repeat that. But anyways, I was saying about, my daughter. She was like, because she knew that I had experience with Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks knows who I am now because I interviewed the actor that plays his best friend in A Man Called Otto. And she told me that there were all these bad things right now trending, talking about him. And I'm like, what is it? Why do, you've got nothing better to do than to tear anybody down. I mean, if you don't have, like you're saying, I'm agreeing with you. If you don't have personal experience with that person, shut the fork up.
But usually that's what it is. Someone has some personal vendetta against him, and then they'll campaign and start a smear campaign, and then it'll go crazy and everyone will believe it. It's, people will go back and forth with me, and I know my dad was close to Michael Jackson. There were some things behind that smear campaign, and he had expressed that to my dad early on, even before the allegations came out that he was being they were coming after him for something. And because he wouldn't cooperate, they said, we're going to get you. So when that whole thing came out and people were like, oh, you did it. No, they were going to, there was an agenda there. And because he didn't do what they wanted him to do, and he became such a big star, they started that smear campaign. It worked. It really messed him up, his character, his career, his mental stability. And now, whatever reason, they're going after Tom Hanks. He must have pissed someone off. And he's like, I don't have to do that. I am who I am. I'm so credible. And so they're like, okay, they'll just come up with something. And I've seen those mean things. I like him as an actor. I go see his movies and I just go, well, I hope it's not true. There's no evidence of it.
Well, here's the thing. I know based on, I actually have a friendship now with I do with most of my guests on the show, and I'm very fortunate that way. But the actor who was acting with him said that Tom Hanks actually sent him a handwritten note. I mean, who does that, right? And that he invited him to this celebration of some kind, and that he had people there who were not stars, but friends that he'd had kept for 40, 50 years. That doesn't sound like someone who would, and I don't even want to find out what was bad said. This is why I'm glad I don't have a TV and I don't listen to the news. I'm not distracted by, a weapon of mass distraction, whatever's trending. If it's important, I'll find out about it one way or the other. But this ugly preoccupation with negative things about people, trying to tear them down. Not my, don't do, that's not my gig. Never will be. That's why I say I love my life. And that's why I'm happy 88% of the time. And don't tell me that you don't have a choice. No one's pointing a gun to your head saying, scroll, click, right? Please exercise your ability to choose good news, to choose to tune in here, to choose to, this is your Happy 88 challenge this week. I want you to call 8 people this week and say, you're not going to believe what I heard. And they'll say, what? And you'll say, Elan Carter is such a beautiful person. Or, Dr. Marissa.
You can call 8 people and say that.
Exactly. I want you to practice.
They don't do that part. They don't call and say the happy stuff. They call and say
exactly. I call them drive-by compliments. Can y'all do that? Will you take me up on that, Maria? I know you're there. Will you take me up on that?
She's such a sweetheart. Yeah. She says nice things. She says nice things.
Yeah. She's the wrong person to encourage to do that. She's very, very kind. But I want anybody who's listening to take that challenge. And I bet it's gonna affect the energetic sphere of the planet this week, because we are purposefully being kind, putting the kind back in humankind. That's my mission. My Happy 88 mission actually is 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And we are now at the end of the show, as usual. Oh my goodness, Orville Nation is here. I didn't even see you come in, and we're out of time. Thank you, PJ, for coming to studio again. You missed the announcement. I'm on at 9 a.m. from this point forward. Thanks for tuning in to Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter.
We just love you all. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Come to the beach tomorrow for Tai Chi. And now go ahead and have the best weekend ever. we will see you on Monday.
Okie dokie.
Hold on, here we go.